Hello, everyone. This is Sarah Zakaria, Associate Director of Alumni Relations at the University of San Diego. I'm very excited to have you join us today for the Young Alumni Network webinar, Top Careers for English Majors with alumna Aneesha Awrey. The Young Alumni Network is an official affinity group of the USD Alumni Association, dedicated to providing relevant programming and services to alumni who graduated within 0 to 10 years. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce today's presentation and presenter. The Broadway Musical Avenue Q hit song, What Do You Do with a BA in English, put in verse what many alumni with liberal arts degrees may furtively dread. Fear not, fellow alumni. Aneesha Awrey, class of 2012 with a Master's of Arts, will illuminate today why top companies and the tech industry are looking for you. She will highlight a few fellow Toreros who have successfully navigated the twisty path from degree to career and offer a few tips on how to get there yourself. Aneesha is a career counselor at the University of San Diego. She found her unique path from a degree in psychology to her current calling in career counseling via culinary school and other circuitous ventures. Aneesha holds a bachelor's degree in psychology from UC San Diego and a master's degree in counseling from the University of San Diego. Welcome, Aneesha. We now turn the time over to you.
Well, thank you for that warm introduction, Sarah. So as mentioned today, I am going to be discussing career options for English majors. And without further ado, let's just get started. So before I dive into career options, I wanted to really talk about the student perspective because oftentimes students will ask, what can I do with a degree in English? And I might be a little bit biased, but as a psychology major, I am of the belief that English majors, along with other majors within the humanities and social sciences, are extremely gifted and bring a variety of skills that are needed in all sectors of the workforce. So first of all, some really important facts to keep in mind here. So as mentioned, the skills of an English major are valued in almost every career field. In fact, I just finished reading a great article by Forbes, and it discussed the importance of a liberal arts education in the tech industry. The CEO of a prominent tech company had earned his degree in philosophy, and he said in the article, and this is not an exact quote, but something to this effect. He said, "Studying philosophy taught me how to write really clearly. I learned how to follow an argument all the way down, which has been invaluable in my work, especially with interpersonal communication as well as in meetings." He also goes on to talk about how he really enjoys and prefers hiring students or professionals who have majored in English, in the arts, and in many, or have studied the liberal arts in general. And in fact, the article goes on to talk about many successful professionals who have obtained liberal arts education, including an English lit major, who is now, as they refer to in the article, the human face of the data revolution. And she is now working for Open Table. And so, as you can see very clearly, the skills of an individual majoring in English are valued across all industries, even industries such as the tech industry, where many students will come into my office and they'll often feel that there is just no way that they could get any kind of position in that area because they're majoring in English or philosophy or psychology. What is coming up in articles more and more, and in literature more and more, is that is quite the contrary. The important piece to take away, though, is that it is the ability to articulate the skills that you have gained in your education. So just to drive the point home a little further, um, every year the National Association of Colleges and Employers, they do a survey on the most valued workplace skills. And what they do is they survey employers across career fields. And below you can see this list here. These are the most valued skills by employers. This is what they are reporting back that they think is very, very important to have within the workplace. And all students with a background in English exhibit these skills, and they have obtained them most certainly in their education. So moving on, but an important piece of articulating your skills is really setting goals on what your career interests are. And then making that connection to what you have learned and what experiences you've gained while you were in college. So if we take a closer look here, being well-rounded is something that many employers look for. So as you can see by this graph here, employers, and this is done by the Association of American Colleges and Universities, so they have conducted a survey, and they are asking employers, what is the most important skills that a recent college graduate needs to be able to advance or have long-term career success at your company? And as you can see here by the graph, that to really have long-term success in your career, these employers show that a broad range of skills is the most important aspect, and you can see that by that 55% up at the top there. And if you look down at the bottom, in fact, that you can see that skills that are specific to the job in and of itself, that actually doesn't hold as much weight. And in fact, we know, as career counselors that those jobs, or I'm sorry, those skills can be learned on the job. So it really is those skills that we looked at in the previous slide from the National Association of Colleges and Employers, those skills such as analyzing, critical thinking, interpersonal communication skills that are so very important to obtaining long-term career success. And these are skills that you already bring to the job before you even start. And so those are really what your education at USD has helped you to develop. So just to drive the point home a little bit more, a few quotes from some CEOs at very prominent companies and organizations. So this is the CEO of Logitech. The older I get, the more I realize the power of words and the power of words in making you think. The best CEOs and leaders are extremely good writers and have this ability to articulate and verbalize what they're thinking. So this here is the chairman and CEO of State Farm. At State Farm, our employment exam does not test applicants on their knowledge of finance or the insurance business, but it does require them to demonstrate critical thinking skills and the ability to read for information, to communicate and write effectively, and to have an understanding of global integration. So I thought that that quote was very telling, that at State Farm, they aren't looking for that business acumen, again, because they know that those skills can be learned on the job. But again, it's those critical thinking skills and those abilities to communicate and write, those skills that you already bring to the job that are really going to help you. And last but certainly not least, one of my favorite quotes by the late Steve Jobs, technology alone is not enough. It's technology married with the liberal arts, married with the humanities, that yields us the results that make our hearts sing. So, going back to the original question, what can I do with a BA in English? So, just from that little snapshot alone, we know that the sky is the limit. So, on our career website, which is sandiego.edu/career, and I will have the link later on in the presentation. But if you look at our career website, there's a section for major career exploration. And you can see that on the left-hand side there. If you hover over the Students tab, you'll find a link. And embedded in that link under that major/career exploration you see up there, there's a resource called What Can I Do with This Major? And it looks like this. And as you can see there at the very bottom, there's an English major link, and you can view that link. And there you will find an abundance of career options for students who are majoring in English. And you will also find in this resource strategies that will help you break into the given field of your interest. Now, as English majors, and as I've mentioned already in this presentation, there are several career options. So I encourage you to really check out and click on more of the links, not just within English, but maybe within some of the other majors. Because even if you're majoring in English, you can, for example, still find a career in go into a career in business. So because an English major has so many skills to bring to the table, you can apply those skill sets to many of the fields that you see listed here. So don't feel that you just have to look at just what the English major has to offer, but really look around. This is a really extensive list. I screenshot this here, so you're only seeing a small snapshot, but it actually does, the list goes down much further. So really do kind of dive in and look at what options are there for you. And in fellow Toreros, you will see just that. You will see that many of your fellow Toreros did choose, those traditional paths within the field or with their English degree, but they also chose non-traditional career paths. So let's just take a closer look at our Toreros here. So if you see here, this is Carolyn, and she is a project manager at Google. And if you look down at the bottom there, you can see some of the tasks that she does in her everyday work at Google, many of them involving communication, strategy. She's using those critical thinking skills. Now, if you take a closer look at her education, you can see that her degree was in ethnic studies, English, and philosophy. And if you look a little closer, you can see that she was pretty active on campus. She was part of the English Honor Society. She, was on the Honor Society for Ethnic Studies. She also was an editor and a writer. She was a McNair Scholar. So she really utilized the resources that were here in her own backyard, and more likely than not, she really used those experiences to help her land her current career at Google. So going on to Evan here, a more traditional path for English majors. He is a sports writer for the LA Daily News. And if you take a closer look at Evan's education, again, he got his bachelor's degree in English, and again was very active on campus as a staff writer for the Vista newspaper. He also worked or was involved in the Black Student Union. And so no doubt those experiences again helped him to prepare for becoming a sports writer and now working for the LA Daily News. So here we have Katie, who's a special education teacher for Teach for America, and Teach for America is a very competitive organization to break into. And if you take a closer look at Katie's education, you'll see again that she was part of the honors program. She was also a part of Associated Students. So again, engaging in those activities that really were of interest to her, but again, helped her in finding her overall interests and then creating goals for herself so that she could enter into the organization Teach for America, again, a very competitive organization to get into. So last but certainly not least, Avery, another alum who is working at Google. So Google just loves our alums. You can see here, if you take a closer look, she majored in English as well as international relations and was again active on campus. But one of the things that I also wanted to show you about Avery that really impressed me was some of the things that she did off campus. So she did take some initiative to utilize some of the things that she was doing on campus and then, get some experiences off campus as well. So you can see that she was an intern for Live Nation House of Blues, and she did that for about a semester. And then again, an intern for Morgan Stanley, and she did that for about a semester. So you can see that you gain an incredible amount of skills in a short period of time. So 5 months at the House of Blues, 5 months at Morgan Stanley, and you can see that those skills, more likely than not, helped her in her current career as an agency development manager at Google. I really encourage you when you're thinking about your career search to utilize LinkedIn. The Young Alumni Network, which is put on by our Alumni Association, is really instrumental whether you are looking to change career paths or if you're in the beginning stages and really exploring your options. Looking to see what our alums are doing and how they got there can really help you in your overall career goals. And so I do recommend highly that resource, but also joining the Young Alumni Network, and then also connecting with our fellow toreros, because toreros really do love to help toreros, and in connecting with them, you can learn a lot about an industry and get some really great insight into how to break into those industries and if that career path is in fact something that you want to pursue. So now, we've talked a little bit about, the fact that there's many, many career options open to English majors, and we've even seen some of your fellow toreros that have really gone into several industries with their English degree. So now the question is, well, now what do I do? What are the next steps for me? Now, before I really jump into listing off all of these next steps, um, I really like to take a closer look at the career development process, just very briefly. So many times, especially with students, and I know this myself because I've been a student myself, and I was really nervous and apprehensive about my career path and what what it was going to look like. And so I say this from experience, not just as a career counselor, but also someone who was a student who wanted to find a career very quickly, and then also as a career changer, so someone who was an alum and looking to get into a new career path. So, you know, many times there is this really strong sense of urgency when thinking about career. However, career development is a process, just as you see, in big bold letters up there, career development process. Um, and spending the adequate amount of time in this process um, will really ensure that you make better career decisions based on your interests. So if you look at the career development model here, um, you'll see that it's actually meant to be read or I'm sorry, clockwise. But most students want to read it counterclockwise because again, um, we're so intent on taking action very, very quickly. Um, but again, it is important to understand your interests, what you really value as an individual, and what strengths you have. And if you understand those first and foremost, this will really ensure career success for you. And so when you look at this model, you really want to read it clockwise and you want to get to know yourself. Because after you understand yourself, you can then explore your options. It'll be much easier to focus on your goals and then take action based on some really well-informed decisions. So getting to know yourself in this process will really help you in creating a strong foundation for a successful career. So that being said, going back to the steps that are involved in what I should do to ensure career success, um, first and foremost, everyone is in a different place in their career development. So some of us are just in the beginning stages and we don't even know what our interests are or how to articulate them. Or some of us know we have interests, but we don't really know what careers those lead to. Um, some of us have been in a career and are now looking for a change. And so, wherever you are in your career development, I think first and foremost, it's really important to come in and talk to a career counselor. So, at the Career Center at USD, we see all of our alums and all of our undergraduates, and so we see all Toreros. So I really encourage you to walk through those doors and just start the conversation. Um, we offer drop-in advising every day from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. or from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. If you don't really know your schedule and you just need to stop by, that's kind of a great way to get the conversation started. We also conduct hour-long appointments, and you can make that appointment by visiting that website there, www.sandiego.edu/careers, or in the next slide, we also have a phone number, and if it's easier for you, you can just call and make an appointment that way. So if you are still in the exploring phase, or even if you are wanting to explore new options because you're a career changer, we offer a number of assessments that can really help you set goals for yourself and really help you to articulate what your interests really are. And then we also offer a number of resources that can help you get started in your exploration. So again, visiting our website and coming in and having that conversation is the first step I would take when thinking about setting goals for your own career path. So the second thing I have there is just getting involved. Whether you are a career changer or whether you are still here on campus and you're a student, getting involved in volunteer experiences, in on-campus experiences, in off-campus experiences will really help you to develop your skills as well as develop an understanding of what your interests really are. Um, so as you can see previously from your fellow Toreros, um, getting involved really helped them in their overall career goals. And so, it's just proof that it can really help you in your overall job search and career goals as well. Um, I've listed below some websites for you to visit. So if you are a student here on campus, visiting the SLIC website can help you find some student organizations to get involved in. Also, whether you're an alum or a current student, I'm very impressed with the English department's website. They have a number of resources available that can help you get started. And they also have a number of opportunities that they post if you're looking to get involved. So whether you're an alum or a current student, I recommend checking out their website. And then last but certainly not least, we do offer Torero Link on the Career Services website. So just one of our resources that we offer. So Torero Link is your one-stop shop for all experiences, and employers and recruiters are posting opportunities every day, and those opportunities are wide-ranging from volunteer opportunities to part-time opportunities to full-time and internship opportunities. So whether you are an alum or whether you're a current student, Torero Link is available for you. And the good news and the beauty of Torero Link is that those employers are specifically looking for USD graduates and students. So you already have a leg up looking on that job search website. So if you are having trouble navigating Torero Link, again, please do make an appointment because we can help you get started utilizing that resource. So lastly, updating your resume and also your LinkedIn account is really important. So as you get more involved and you start gaining experiences, one thing that people forget to do is to update resumes or to update LinkedIn accounts. We kind of just, we get tunnel vision in our everyday work and we forget to go back and make those updates. But if you remember to update these documents or your LinkedIn website, or even just keeping a journal so that you are able to articulate what you're doing in that work every day, just a daily log of what you've been doing in that experience, that can really ensure success when looking for the ideal job, because you can really go back and you can see the skills and qualifications that a current employer is looking for, and you can make those connections to what you were doing or are currently doing in the experience that you're involved in. So if you need help building a LinkedIn profile or just creating a new resume or updating an old resume, we can help you get started at Career Services. So here is our information. We are located in Hughes 110, and you can see there listed is our phone number, and you can call to make an appointment or appointment through our website. So whatever is more convenient for you. And then you can always stop.
Can I
Hi,
interrupt you for a minute?
sure.
Is the Career Development Center moving?
We are moving, so we will be located in Manchester, and we hope to make that move by January. So that will be a change.
Fantastic, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that, Sarah. Yes, so currently we're located in Hughes 110, but in January of 2016, we will be making a move to Manchester. But our phone number will remain the same. And to my knowledge, our drop-in hours will also remain the same. So 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. or 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And again, for the alums out there, I am also open to phone appointments. So if you just needed to call and make an appointment, but you're not able to come in, I am available for phone appointments as well. And so um, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me. My name, again, is Aneesha Awrey, and my email address is aawrey@sandiego.edu. If you want some more information about this presentation, if you want to chat about your career goals, or if you want some of the resources that I showed you in this presentation, I would be happy to address any of your questions. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you found this presentation helpful to you in your career search.
Thank you so much, Aneesha. That was a fantastic presentation. Um, as a member of the USD Alumni Association, I'd like to extend a special vote of gratitude to you. And in addition, I'd like to thank the Young Alumni Network for hosting this webinar. There are many ways to connect to the University of San Diego and the USD Alumni Association through social media. We are on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Flickr, and YouTube. YouTube is where this presentation is going to reside on the University of San Diego channel. You can connect also through in-person social and networking events in your area. Just check our website at sandiego.edu/alumni. No matter where you are a Torero for life. Thank you again and have a great day.